I'm Shannon Malone. I play Amanda in this production of The Glass Menagerie. And I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've lived in New York and San Francisco and Los Angeles, and now I live in Hillsborough, North Carolina. So I'm newly a transplant here. I went to undergrad at UNC Greensboro, and then I went to grad school at ACT in San Francisco, and then after that I moved to New York to audition for Broadway and work off Broadway, and then Atlanta, back way down to Atlanta to do shows, and then out to California to Los Angeles to do movies and more theater. So I also produce and act. Well, it's funny, all the connections to UNC Greensboro, but I had no idea. I didn't know anybody before like the first day. So I just auditioned. Actually, I did a general audition at Man Bites Dog Theater. So there was a general back in the spring, I guess, and then Jonathan called me in from that just for to audition for the show. But this whole group has just been like, again, like that family, just like coming together, and it's been really great. And we all just came together so well. Part of this show for me is like it's interesting timing in my life, because moving here and it being about family, and all about family, and for the first time in several years I'm living right, like with family and extended family, so it's meaningful in that way to me too. In general, my process for anything is physical first, I guess I'll say. So it worked very well with Jonathan's process for his, because we worked a lot with gesture work at first, because again, none of us, well, I think some people knew each other, but I was totally new to everybody, and so we came to the space and then just did gesture work, so no vocalization, no sounds, no speaking, no lines, and he played some music, which is exactly what I tend to do. I tend to pick music either from the time period or something that makes me feel like the character, and then I come into it physically. So if I feel like if I can find her physically, once I add the dialogue to it and the lines, it seems to fall into place faster. So that's usually how I come to every character. I relate more to Amanda than I thought I was going to going in. I mean, she's such an iconic character that at first I felt like, like, who is this person? It's gonna be hard to get, it's gonna be unattainable to get to know her. But you get in there and you get those specific moments with the family members. And again, like I said before, I think it is so much more about the family and about love and about her trying to just keep it together, that I am reminded of my own family member, like my mother and my aunts, these strong Southern women in my life. The similarities of her, my energy level and my tendency of like, we're just gonna make this happen and do what it takes, in a way, and kind of putting that positive spin on things is where we connected more than I thought we would. So something most people don't know about me is I played on the boys soccer team in high school. It's a random thing. I went to a small school in Atlanta, and it was a school where we didn't have enough players, and it was like, we need players. So it was like, Shannon, I did a lot of everything, theater and sports, and played basketball and soccer, but it was being on the boys team was an interesting experience. You'd be like running down the field, and sometimes they wouldn't even know until you're like right there, and they'd have that reaction of like, it worked well, because they were kind of like, oh, there's kind of like, I was like, thank you, I'll just take that ball now. So.